Hi love, welcome back. In today's class, we are making this beautiful men shirt. If you are new to the channel, my name is Miss Ayi and you're welcome to class. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you my love, thank you darling, thank you sweetheart for always coming back to us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I'm making this shirt in a medium to large size. Let's get right into class. I'll be using these 3 shades of milk cotton for this tutorial, and also your stitch marker, tape measure, scissors, and a 4.0mm hook. Also, I'll be working with this measurement, and all the measurements are in inches. This tutorial is going to be in 3 panels, the back and 2 front panel, which is the same. So what we are going to do is that we divide the chest into 2, and that's the back panel is 22 and the front is equal, so we share 10 inches for both, making it 42 in total. So that's the back panel. We are going to work a straight back panel 1, and the front panel we are going to divide it into 2. So that's what I'm doing over here, so you can do the same exact thing before you start the work, so you will know exactly what you are doing. Now let's get right into class. To begin with, you are going to make a slip knot, and this is the size guide for only the back panel of your preferred sizes. And to make the front panel, you are going to divide the back panel sizes by 2. So if it's 100, you are going to make 50-50 front panel each. So I'm going to begin with my front panel because we are going to use the same exact pattern throughout the work. So chain 50, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Add 3 chains. So whatever foundation chain that you are making, make sure at the end you add 3 chains. So this 53 inches measures 10 inches, and that is 1 part of my front panel. So to begin row 1, you're going to skip 1 and make a single crochet in the next stitch. Make another single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and make a single crochet in the 3rd stitch. Make a single crochet again in the next stitch, and another single crochet in the next stitch, making it 3 single crochet. Chain 4 again, skip 2, and inside the 3rd stitch you are going to make 3 single crochets in the following 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 4 again, skip 2, and make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So this is the pattern for row 1. Keep doing this until the end of the row, and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of the row, you should be having 2 stitches remaining, and you are going to place your 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. And this is the end of row 1. For row 2, you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. You are going to make a single crochet inside the same stitch. You are going to skip the next single crochet, and inside the 4 chain space you are going to make 4 single crochet, 3 and 4, and inside the middle of your 3 single crochets you are going to make a single crochet. and you are going to skip and make 4 single crochets inside the chain 4 space. Inside the 3 middle single crochets, you are going to make a single crochet. Make 4 double crochets in the chain stitch, a single crochet in the middle single crochets below, and this is the pattern for row 2. Keep doing this until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to skip the first single crochet, and in the next single crochet, you are going to make a single crochet. And this is the end of row 2. Row 3, you are going to chain 6 and turn your work. You are going to skip the first stitch and make single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So this is 1, 2, and 3. You are going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are going to skip 1, 2, 3, 2, and in the third stitch, you are going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. You are going to chain 4 again, skip 2, and make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And you are going to repeat this until the end of row 3, and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of row 3, you are going to chain 2, make a treble crochet, skip 1, and make a treble crochet in the last stitch. And this is how to make a treble crochet. So this is equal to your beginning 6 chains. Chain 1 for row 4, turn your work, and you are going to place a single crochet in the same stitch. Place another single crochet in the chain 2 space, and this part you can decide to place only 2 single crochets or 3 single crochets. It's all the same, and I'll show you how. In the middle of the stitch, you are going to make your single crochet. The middle of the chain single crochets, you are going to make your single crochet and make 4 single crochet in the chain 4 space. Make a single crochet in the third space of the single crochet. Make 4 single crochets in the chain 4 space. So row 4 is the same as row 1. So keep doing this until the end of the row, and I'll meet you at the end. 4 single crochet and a single crochet in the middle, 4 single crochet and a single crochet in the middle, and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of the row, you are going to place your last single crochet, and inside the space you are going to make 2 or 3 single crochets depending on what you made from the beginning. So from the beginning I made 3 single crochets, so I'm going to put the same exact 3 single crochets in the last stitch. Your beginning and your ending should always be the same. Row 5, chain 1 and make a single crochet in the same space. Make another single crochet in the next space, chain 4, skip 2, and make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Chain 4 again, skip 2 and make your single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Chain 4 again, skip 1, 2, and in the third chain make a single crochet and make another single crochet and another single crochet in the next stitches, and keep doing this until the end of the row. At the end of the row, because we placed 3 single crochets from the beginning, we are going to place 3 single crochets in the last 3 stitches, and you are going to turn your work. For row 6, chain 1, turn your work, make a single crochet in the very beginning, the same stitch, skip the 2 single crochet space and make 4 single crochet in the space in your first chain space, make a single crochet in the middle, make 4 single crochets in the 4 chain space, and this is the pattern for row 6. So again, if you started the previous row with 2 single crochets, row 6 you are only going to skip 1, but because I started with 3 single crochets in the previous, that's why I skipped 2. So you are going to skip 2 again, and inside your last stitch you are going to put a single crochet. So that is it for row 6. Row 7, you are going to chain 6, turn your work, and depending on how many chains you did the previous, you are going to make 3 single crochets, skip 1, or inside the next stitch you are going to make your 3 single crochets in the following 3 stitches, chain 4, and make your 3 single crochets, and keep repeating this until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to chain 2 and make a treble crochet. Remember, the row you always start with 6 chains, it ends with 2 chains and a treble crochet. So keep repeating this the next row. Now I'm working in 3 single crochets at the beginning after the 6 chains, so just pay attention and keep doing the same exact thing, or make 2 single crochets for your beginning chains and keep working until the end of the row. At the end of the row, if you made 2 single crochets, make sure you put in 2 single crochets in the last stitch. If you made 3, make sure you put in 3, and this is the end of the row for this pattern. Now I'm going to join my next color, which is lilac, and cut off the pink. So you're going to chain 3 for the lilac, and the lilac row is a double crochet in each stitch. The 3 chains count as a double crochet, so make your double crochet in the next stitch and keep working double crochets until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you should be having 51 double crochets if you're doing everything right. Chain 3, and the row 2 of the lilac row is front post double crochet, and this is how we make front post double crochet. So the entire row is front post double crochet, so watch carefully and make your front post double crochet until the end of row 2, and make sure the number of chains you started with, your foundation chains, you are going to keep that same exact foundation chains until the end of your work. If you are doing everything right, you're going to still get the same exact foundation chain. So keep making your front post until the end of the row. You are going to, this last double crochet, you are going to make a double crochet, and we are going to cut. So this is the pattern for the violet row. And now we go to the nude row color, and this is also going to be a different pattern. We are going to be alternating between these three patterns until the end of our row. So with this pattern, you are going to chain 4, connect your work, and chain 4, turn your work, and you are going to skip 2, and inside the third stitch you are going to make a slip stitch. And this is how to make a slip stitch. Chain 4 again. So you should be having this mesh, cute little mesh. Chain 4, skip 2, and inside the third stitch you are going to make a slip stitch. Chain 4, skip 2, inside the third stitch make a slip stitch. And this is going to be the pattern for the nude row. So keep doing this for row 1 of the nude, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to, so it's not up to 2, but you are still going to make, so because of that I made 3 single crochets and slip stitch inside your last chains, because the last I only had one stitch. So the next row 2, you are going to chain 4, turn your work, and inside the first space you are going to make slip stitch. Chain 4 and keep making slip stitches inside the 4 space, the 4 chain space. Make chain 4 and make your slip stitch, chain 4 and make your slip stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to make your last slip stitch, and row 3, you are going to chain 4, turn your work, and keep making slip stitches inside each chain, chain 4 and slip stitches. And the nude row is just as easy as this, so keep doing this. I did the nude row for 16 rows, so keep doing this, and I'll meet you when I have my 16 rows. And this is what your work should be looking like. Now every row we break in with the lilac row. So whatever you finish, any row you finish, you have to make sure you repeat the lilac row, which is double crochet and a front post. So this is how to make your lilac row on top of the nude. So the first stitch, because we had chain 3 already, we are going to put 2 double crochet in the first space, and in the next chain 4 space, so making it 3 double crochet. Next chain 4 space, you are going to put 3 double crochets, and we are going to be putting 3 double crochets inside each chain 4 space until the end of the row. So keep putting 3 double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So per calculation, the total row is 1, the total space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 3 times 17 is 51 if I'm correct. So at the end of the row, you are going to make your 3 chains which count as a double crochet, turn your work, and in the next space you are going to keep making your front post double crochets in each double crochet above until the end of the row, and we are going to switch again to our pink row. I'm going to walk you again on how to make the pink row because that's the challenging pattern among all this. So I'm done with one panel and you can see how the work goes. So I'm going to walk you through. This is how it is. And the pink row is 3, nude row is 3, and you have your lilac row which is 6. So you join your yarn, you chain 1. This is row 1 again for the pink row. I'm going to walk you through a few rows and you are going to do the same exact thing, and you are going to make your first single crochet in the first space. You are going to make another single crochet in the next stitch. You are going to chain 4. You are going to skip 2, and inside the third stitch you are going to make a single crochet, and you are going to make another single crochet in the next stitch and another single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 4, skip 2, and make 3 single crochets inside the next 3 stitches. Chain 4 and keep doing that till the end. At the end of the row, you are going to chain 1, turn your work, make a single crochet inside the same space, and make 4 single crochets, skip 1, make 4 single crochet inside the chain 4 space. In the middle of your chain 3 space, make a single crochet and make 4 single crochet in the chain 4 space, and keep repeating this until the end of the row. At the end of the row, skip 1 and make your single crochet. Row 3, you are going to chain 6, turn your work, and skip 1 and make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And this is 1, 2, and 3. Chain 4 and skip 2, and inside the third stitch make your single crochet and another single crochet in the next and another single crochet in the following. So you keep repeating this until the end of row 3. So keep repeating this and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. At the end of row 3, we are going to chain 2 after making your last single crochet and make a treble crochet, skip 1 and place your treble crochet in the last space. Chain 1, turn your work, make a single crochet in the same space and make another single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 4. This is when I said you can choose to make 3 single crochets or 2 single crochets. So in this row you saw I made 2 single crochets and made my middle single crochet. So keep repeating this and keep building, and in between make your lilac row. This is my back panel ready, so make all your panels and I'll meet you when you are done. So now I'm done with my back panel, which is 100, and my front panel 50-50. So put your work, face the wrong side because we are going to be attaching our work. So this is the collar side and we are going to be attaching with a slip stitch. So inside the front and the back, you are going to make a slip stitch and keep making your slip stitches until the end of your 50 chain stitch. So this is what your attachments should be looking like, and this is my first panel. So I made a slip stitches across from the first front panel to the last front panel, and now we are going to be attaching the sides of our work. But before we measure 9 inches, put your stitch marker, and with this part you can, if you are making for a size small, you can measure 8 inches. If you are making for a size large, you can measure 9, and if you are making for medium, you can measure 8 or 9 depending on how big you want your arm. So to the bottom attachment, you are going to attach your yarn, your pink yarn, and chain 1. And with this, we are going to be working zigzag row. So chain 1, 2, and make a single crochet in the next available space. So we are going to be alternating between the back panel and the front panel. So just watch carefully because talking might confuse you. Since the lilac row is only 2, I'm going to be using the same pink yarn for the lilac row. And when I get to the nude row, we are going to change our color to the nude and work across the nude row. So keep doing this and I'll meet you. So this is what your work should be looking like. The zigzag connecting both panels. Now we are going to switch to our nude yarn, so cut, and we are going to join. And just as we are doing for, or we did for the pink and lilac row, we are going to be doing the same exact thing, but this time just watch carefully where I'm putting the zigzag row. So it should be inside the spaces and not on the block end. So just watch carefully where I'm putting my single crochets connecting both panels. So this is what you should be doing until the end of your nude row. And however we are connecting from this side, you're going to connect the same. You're going to use the same exact process to connect, or style to connect for the other side of your work. So we are going to be repeating this same exact process until we get to where the stitch marker is, and I'll meet you there. So at the stitch marker space, we are just going to make a slip stitch. When we get to the stitch marker space, chain 2, make a slip stitch, chain 1 or 2, cut and fasten your yarn. So this is one part of the hands done, one part of reconnecting it done. So now you can clearly see your armhole, and after connecting both sides, you are going to make sure you fasten your yarn and also sew in all loose ends if necessary before we move on to the next step. So your work, you would have some clarity and your work would be neat. Now let's move on to making the borders of the top before the arm. So with the borders of the top, we are going to connect our yarn the very first beginning stitch, and you are going to chain 3. After the 3 chain, the 3 chains count as a double crochet. So in each stitch we are going to place a double crochet. So you have to carefully examine your stitches. I know at this point it will be very difficult for you to see, but note that we were skipping 2, so meaning we have to make 2 double crochets in each stitch. You can decide to make it from your right side. You can turn in your work and work this double crochet row from the right side or from the left side, whichever way or side you attach and start working your double crochet. Doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day we are going to have the same exact we are all going to have the same exact outcome. So just turn to the side that you feel you can see, and it will be very comfortable working with. So you are going to make double crochets until the end of your row. At the end of your row, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and for row 2 of the border, we are going to be alternating between front post double crochets and back post double crochet. By your first stitch, you are going to skip the first one, and the next stitch you are going to put a double crochet, and in the next one you are going to make a front post double crochet. And again, I'm going slow so you can see again how to make a front post double crochet. I feel we've been making that for the violet row, but still. And now in the next 2 stitches we are going to make a back post double crochet. So we are going to be alternating 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet until the end of the row. So watch carefully and see how I'm doing it, and keep doing the same exact thing until the end of the row. 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post, at the end of the row you are going to make your normal double crochet at the end of the row. And for row 3 of the border, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and since this is a back post double crochet, we are going to repeat a back post double crochet. So let me explain this. Wherever you see a back post double crochet, henceforth you are going to put back post double crochet, and wherever you see front post double crochet, you're going to repeat front post double crochet on top. So this is how you are going to be building until your desired border. Including the row 1 double crochet, I made a total of 3 rows. So now let's go around the sides of our top. Now you are going to chain 2 and place. We are going to be repeating the same exact thing we did for the border for the edges, the border, the front of our work, and we are going to go in each stitch with 2 double crochet. So 2 double crochet in the three rows, and now you are going to watch carefully how I place my double crochet in the pink row especially. So inside that chain space, you are going to put 3 double crochet, put only 1 double crochet, and the next one in the next. So it's 3 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then you put again 3 double crochet and 3, and you put your 2 double crochet. So The pink row is you're going to be alternating between 3 and 2, 3 inside the chain space and 2 double crochets inside the normal space. And with the border space, you are going to put 2 double crochets inside each row. So in total will be 4. So 2 row 1, 2 in row 2. And inside the nude space, you are going to put 1 single crochet inside each space. So both the open and close space, 1 single crochet. Put 1 single crochet in the open space, put 1 single crochet in the closed space. So this is the pattern for row 1 of the front border, and you're going to keep repeating this until the end of the row. The next panel, at the end of the row, just like we did for our border, you are going to chain 2 and place your first double crochet. And now we are going to be alternating between 2 front post double crochet, the same thing. So you are going to be making 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet in each stitches until the end of the row. And also with here, you can do it however you want to do your border, depends on you. But with the first double crochet counting as my row 1 and this is row 2, I'm going to be doing only 3 rows. So I'll meet you when I'm done with my 3 rows. So sorry, with the border I did 4 rows, not 3. So this is what you should be having now. Your work is semi-complete. Now let's work on the collar. With the collar, you're going to measure from the top of your work, and you're going to put 7.5 inches. If you don't want your collar too big, you can put 7 inches. Measure 7 inches and attach your yarn. Chain 1, and you're going to put single crochet. You're going to start with a single crochet increase, and you're going to put single crochet in each stitch until you get to the next stitch marker. So you're going to measure 7.5 inches on both sides, and you're going to start with a single crochet increase, and when you get to your next stitch marker, you are going to put 2 single crochets. That means a single crochet increase. Now you are going to chain 2, turn your work. The collar is just double crochet rows. So in your first stitch, you are going to put another double crochet. So this makes a double crochet increase. And now you are going to work double crochets until the end of the row. When you get to the end, you are going to put 2 double crochet in the same space. And now moving on, we are going to make a 3 double crochet increase. So beginning the chain 2 count as a double crochet. You are going to put 2 double crochets again. This is 1 and 2 inside the same stitch, and keep working double crochet. And at the end of the row, you are going to make you are going to put 3 double crochet in the last stitch. And with the collar, you can keep going until how big you want your collar. But I'm going to make only about 7 or 6 rows, and I'll meet you when I'm done with my rows of the collar. So keep working, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So I'm done with my collar, and when I finished, I made a single crochet in each stitch from the beginning up until the end of the row, and I've cut and fastened the yarn. Already I have done one hand of our top, and I'm going to show you how to do the other hand, and yes, we'll be done with our work. So to begin with, you are going to connect your pink yarn just at the middle where you cut your yarn or where you made your chain 2 space. You are going to connect your pink yarn and you are going to chain 1. Make a single crochet in that chain space and make another single crochet, and we are going to make single crochets for row 1. It's a single crochet row. So inside the lilac row you are going to make 2 single crochets, and inside the next row of lilac you are going to make 2 single crochets, just as we did for the border, making 2 double crochets. We are going to be making single crochets, and you are going to make 2 single crochet inside the chain 3 space or the hole. You are going to make 3 single crochets. So we are going to be alternating between 2 single crochets and 3 single crochets for the pink row. And when we get to the lilac row, we are going to be making 2 single crochets in each row, so making a 4. And when we get to the nude row, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So this is row 1 of our arm, and we are going to, and note that I'm working now at the right side, so the right side of my work is facing me. So make 1 single crochet in each stitch, and we are going to repeat this until the end of the row where we started from. And also, one thing is the same exact pattern, but we were working it and turning our row. This time we are going to be working in rounds. Nothing has changed, just that we are going to be working in rounds. So keep working until the end of the row. Row 2 of our hand. So at the end of the row you are going to slip stitch. So this is row 1, and row 2 you are going to chain 1. Now we are going to start with the pattern. Make 2 single crochets, chain 4, skip 2, and inside the third stitch make your 3 single crochets inside the next stitch, and the other stitch, the next stitch, chain 4, skip 2, make 3 single crochets in the 3 stitches, and at the end of your work you are going to slip stitch. So this is row 2. Row 3 you are going to chain 1, make a single crochet inside the same space, and inside the chain 4 space you are going to make 4 single crochets. Nothing has changed, we are just working in rounds. So I'm just going to walk you through how to make for both the pink, the lilac, and the nude. And yeah, you're going to complete the rest. I know you can. At this point, if you've watched up until this point and you haven't subscribed, my baby, my darling, my sweetheart, please do. And if you've made it up until this point, please leave me a heart sign under the comment section. Let me know what you think. And yeah, your feedback really matters. At the end of the row you are going to slip stitch and chain 6, and inside the first stitch you are going to make your 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches, chain 4, make your 3 single crochets inside the next 3 stitches, skip 2, make your 3 single crochets inside the next 3 stitches, and keep working, chain 4, skipping 2, making 3 single crochets until the end of the row. As I was saying, just leave us a comment, let us know where you're watching us from. It's really helpful. and your comments and your feedback really help us to improve on our videos, what we did wrong, what you think we should do in our next video. All that really matters. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch it at the first stitch of your chain 6 space. So you're going to make a slip stitch and you have something like this. Moving on, you are going to chain 1, make a 2 single crochet, 1 in the same space, and make your 4 single crochets, and in the middle you are going to make your 1 single crochet, and just keep repeating the same exact thing until the end of the row. We only made 1 single crochet because we already had a single crochet before we slip stitch, so we are counting the slip stitch as a single crochet. So we are only making 2 rows for, or I'm just counting the whole, so 2 rows for the pink. And now we connect our lilac, and the lilac row, as you know, is double crochet throughout until the end of the row, and at the end of the row you slip stitch. Row 2 of the lilac, you are going to chain 3 and make your front post double crochets in each stitch, each double crochet space until the end of the row, and we switch to our nude row. So at the end, you are going to make your last front post and you slip stitch on top of your chain 3 space. We are starting with chain 3 for the round row because of the slip stitch space. Now we are going to switch to our nude row, and with our nude row we are going to make only 8 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So know that the pink row first started with 2, but what remains constant is the nude row, and after that everything is the same. After the 8th nude row, the rest are the same until you get to the end, your last lilac and nude, and we'll make our bodice. So we've connected our nude row and is chain 4, skip 2, make slip stitch in the third stitch, chain 4, make slip stitch until the end of the row. So make 8 rows of the nude row and I'll meet you at the end. If you're making for a size small, considering making 6 rows for the nude row, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So now to continue, your lilac row would be the same, your pink row would be the same until you get to your last lilac row before your border, and I'm going to show you what to do. I'll meet you there. So I'm going to work off camera and I'll meet you at that point. So this is what my work is looking like. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm run out of my deep lilac, so I'm just going to use the cotton yarn to complete the work. So chain 3, and we are going to make 3 double crochets because a chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and the next 2 stitches we are going to make a decrease, and this is how to decrease. After your decrease, you are going to make 3 double crochets again, and we are going to be decreasing in the 4th and in the 4th stitch. So the pattern for the lilac row is now 3 double crochets, you decrease inside the fourth, 3 double crochet, decrease, 3 double crochet, decrease until the end of the row. My love, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please, I don't know what to say again, but please do appreciate us. And if you're a returning subscriber and you've made it up to this point, come for a hug, my darling. At the end of the row, you're going to slip stitch. Now row 2, the last row of your lilac, you are going to chain 3, and you are going to be, this will be a decreased row, front post decrease row all together. So we are decreasing in on each stitch. So just go with, and where you have decrease, you place it behind. So you take all the 2 stitches, and this is just a decrease row throughout. So keep decreasing and I'll meet you at the end of the row. This is what your work should be looking like at this point, my love. And let's make the final thing and we're done. So connect your nude yarn and chain 3, and this row is a double crochet row, just as we did for the borders of our top, the borders of the top and the sides. We are going to repeat the same exact thing. So the first row is a double crochet row throughout. So work double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row and you slip stitch. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space, and for the rows, row 2, you are going to chain 3, and you are going to be alternating between front post and back post double crochets. So just as we did for the border, so the first, you are going to make 2 front post double crochet, 1 and 2, and you're going to make 2 back post double crochet, and also you're going to work this up until your desired length. So if you want it to be more shorter, you can pause here. You can only do 2 rows, so this is 1 and 2. If you want it more longer, you can do 3 rows or 4 rows or 5 rows, but keep alternating between back post and front post double crochet. At the end of each row, you make your slip stitch, and on top of a front post double crochet, you put a front post double crochet, and vice versa until the end, your desired length, and each row begins with 3 double crochets. So just put that in mind and just work it, and I'll meet you when I have my desired length. So I think I'm going to go after this row, I'm going to go another, and I'll meet you when I'm done with the other one. And when you're done with your work, that will be the end of your work, my darling. Make sure you cut and fasten all loose ends, and you are done. Until we meet next week to complete it, I'm just making a single crochet around or inside the stitches, and you cut and fasten your yarn and you are done. Until we meet next week, my darling, my baby, my love, is bye-bye.